Midnight's Marigold Muse. In a realm where time wavered between day and night, Elara was an artist known for her unparalleled creativity. Her art studio, nestled atop a floating island, overlooked an ever-changing sky painted with hues of twilight. Yet, despite her vivid surroundings, she struggled with a peculiar problem: she could only paint during midnight. Every night, Elara would set up her canvas, hoping to capture the elusive beauty of the world below. But her inspiration came not from the skies or the floating islands, but from a single marigold flower that blossomed only at midnight. This flower, unlike any other, emitted a soft golden glow, illuminating her studio with an ethereal light. No one knew where the marigold came from or why it glowed. It just appeared one fateful night, its roots embedded deep within the cracks of her wooden floor. Intrigued, Elara let it be, not realizing it would become her muse. Night after night, she painted masterpieces, each more mesmerizing than the last. People from all over the realm traveled to see her art, and tales of the glowing marigold's magic spread. But with every painting she completed, Elara felt an increasing sense of emptiness. It was as if a piece of her was being transferred onto the canvas. One evening, a young traveler named Orion visited her studio. Captivated by her art, he expressed a desire to understand her inspiration. Elara, usually reticent, felt a strange connection with him and shared her secret. Orion, a botanist, was fascinated by the marigold. He explained that such flowers were believed to be conduits of raw emotion. They absorb an artist's passion, their love, their hopes, and fears. In return, they offer inspiration, he said. Elara's heart sank. The realization that her emotions, her very essence, was being taken away was devastating. But Orion had a plan. Together, they worked through the night, crafting a transparent dome infused with rare minerals. As the clock neared midnight, they placed the marigold under it. That night, as the marigold bloomed, its glow was contained within the dome, illuminating the room with a myriad of golden reflections. Elara approached her canvas, and for the first time, she felt a surge of emotions without the flower directly influencing her. She painted with pure, unbridled passion, her artwork a raw reflection of her soul. The marigold, though confined, seemed content. It had served its purpose, connecting two kindred spirits and helping an artist rediscover herself. From that day on, Elara's studio became a beacon of hope for many. Her art was not just a display of talent but a testament to the power of genuine emotion. And while the marigold's glow was no longer the sole source of her inspiration, it remained a symbol of her journey, an artist's ode to passion, resilience, and self-discovery. Footprints in the Frost's Fade. Every winter, the village was wrapped in a thick blanket of frost, turning the entire landscape into a sparkling wonderland. Trees, houses, and roads all shimmered in a delicate layer of icy crystals. Yet, as enchanting as the scene was, it bore witness to a mystery that had stumped the villagers for generations. Each morning, a unique set of footprints appeared on the frost-covered ground. These weren't ordinary footprints. They weaved intricate patterns, spiraling and intertwining in ways that seemed impossible for any human to recreate. The footprints began at the village's edge and ended at the base of a massive, ancient oak tree in the center of the village square. No one had ever seen who, or what, made these prints. Over the years, many theories had been proposed. Some said it was the work of mischievous spirits, others believed it was a message from ancestors. Some even thought it was the oak tree itself, moving in the stillness of night. But no theory was convincing enough. Leah, a young woman with an insatiable curiosity, had grown up listening to these tales. An avid tracker and hunter, she prided herself on her ability to read footprints and signs left by animals. Determined to solve the mystery, she devised a plan. Using her knowledge, she created a special mixture of herbs and berries. When applied to the ground, this mixture would react with the frost, revealing any footprints even before they had fully formed. That evening, as night fell and the temperature dropped, Leah spread her concoction around the village. She then concealed herself in a makeshift hideout near the oak tree, her eyes trained on the ground. Hours passed, and just when Leah was about to give up, she noticed a faint glow emanating from the base of the oak tree. The glow intensified, taking the form of ethereal, glowing creatures. They resembled the village's people but were made entirely of light. With grace, these beings danced around the oak, their feet leaving behind them mesmerizing patterns in the frost. As dawn approached, they slowly faded away, merging back with the tree. Awestruck, Leah realized that these beings were the spirits of the village's ancestors, forever bound to the oak tree. Their dance was not a mere performance but a ritual, a way of blessing the village with prosperity and protection. Overwhelmed with emotion, Leah decided not to reveal her discovery to the villagers. Instead, she left the village, traveling to distant lands, collecting stories, and sharing her own. The footprints in the frost remained a mystery, but to Leah, they were a reminder of the magic that lay hidden in plain sight and the bonds that connected the past with the present. Waltz of the Wandering Waves. Sailing the seven seas was no easy feat, but for Captain Elara, the ocean was both her playground and her sanctuary. The endless horizon, the salty breeze, and the rhythmic dance of the waves were the songs of her heart. But among all the oceans, there was one place that held her captive with its allure, the Serenata Bay. It was said that once every decade, under a moonless sky, the bay came alive with a celestial phenomenon. Waves, instead of crashing, danced. They twirled, leaped, and waltzed with an ethereal grace that no one could explain. Elara had heard tales of this spectacle from old sailors in dimly lit taverns. They spoke of shimmering lights beneath the water and music that seemed to come from the depths of the ocean itself. Some believed it was the doing of merfolk, others thought it was the ocean's way of communicating with the stars. The decade was coming to an end, and Elara, with her trusted crew, set course for Serenata Bay. They anchored their ship, the lustrous Luna, at a distance, ensuring they wouldn't disrupt the spectacle. Night blanketed the world, and an anxious silence enveloped the bay. Hours ticked by, but there was no sign of the dancing waves. Doubt began to creep into Ilara's mind. Had they got the timing wrong? Or were the tales just exaggerated musings of old sailors? Just as hope began to wane, a soft hum emanated from the water. It was faint at first but gradually grew louder, turning into a mesmerizing melody. The surface of the bay shimmered, and the waves began their dance. It was unlike anything Ilara had ever seen. Waves paired up, twirling around each other, separating and coming together, their movements synchronizing perfectly with the melody. Beneath them, glowing creatures, possibly jellyfish or some other bioluminescent beings, lit up, adding to the spectacle's magic. Ilara's crew, seasoned sailors who had seen many a wonder, watched in awe. Words failed them. Some wept openly, touched by the sheer beauty of the moment. As dawn approached, the music faded, and the waves returned to their regular rhythm, leaving behind a bay that looked just like any other. The crew sailed away from Serenata, the memory of the waltzing waves etched in their hearts. They realized that nature, in its infinite wisdom, had ways of reminding them of the magic that existed in the world, often hidden, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. For Ilara, the bay became a symbol of hope and wonder, a testament to the idea that even in the vastness of the ocean, there are pockets of magic waiting to be discovered. She continued her voyages, but with a renewed sense of wonder, always on the lookout for the next hidden marvel that the world had to offer.